Well, good evening and welcome to Hardin County Friday Night Football. It's good to have you all with us on an incredibly rainy evening. And for those of you that are still in town, most of E-Town is in Florida. But for those of you that are still here watching the game, welcome to the Panther Stadium game this evening, where the Elizabethtown Panthers will be host to the Meade County Green Waves. So we're looking forward to a great night and for everything that a good Friday night of football provides. So this is Jeff Knoll, and I'll be going it alone tonight. Our normal play-by-play host, Paul Gray, who also doubles as a golf coach for the Central Hardin Bruins girls golf team, is spending the evening in Bowling Green, Kentucky for the state championships, and they're hosting down there. So I'll just be doing my best tonight to try and give you the information that you need. So we're looking forward to a great game tonight. So Meade County comes into this game looking for a win. They've had a pretty rough season so far, and E-Town, on the other hand, has only had 2 losses and has played really well. Clay Grimes continues to improve and still trying to find his throwing motion that after he had that injury at the end of the year last year, but he seems to be getting better and better with each game. And meanwhile, on the other side, Meade County is struggling with quarterback issues. They're down to 2 guys right now that they'll be looking to play. Kyle Parker, according Coach Modine, will be the one starting this evening. Kyle Parker is he'll be number 12, and then but Coach said that he'll also be playing Trent Modine, who does happen to be his son as well, but also a really good quarterback, but he was injured early on in the year. But it looks like he's going to get some playing time as well this evening. But we're looking forward to a good game. And E-Town probably is the heavily favored in this game this evening. But, you never know in high school football, and especially when it's rainy outside. That can really impact a lot of things, especially the passing game. And E-Town does tend to like to pass the ball, even though they've got some amazing runners, and we've just been really impressed this last few weeks as we've watched Joe Becker and his ability to just hang on to that ball, and he can really make some cuts, and he's quick moves and does an amazing job. So we're looking forward to that as well. So it'll probably be a good, hard-hitting game. Probably a lot of stuff on the ground given the rain, but high school football is different than it used to be, and a lot more high flying and a lot more in the air than we are used to seeing in past years. But looking forward to a great game. So we're going to be sharing together in the kickoff here in just a few moments. But now the Green Waves are making their way to the sideline. And so we want to welcome Meade County here. Austin Opal, and here comes the E-Town Panthers filling the bench. So last week, Meade County was visiting team to North Hardin and suffered a loss with a young man. Austin Opal was their starting quarterback last week and was playing really well, and unfortunately he suffered an injury on a tackle that where he literally kind of got tossed out of bounds, and apparently something happened with the helmet and he hit the ground with force, and it caused a facial issue. And so we're sorry that Austin is basically done for the season, and so they're going to be relying on Kyle Parker to bring it to them tonight. So getting ready for the kickoff here, and back deep we've got for the Elizabethtown Panthers a couple of their really strong backs ready to take the ball and carry it into the end zone. And it's a squib kick, and number 82 picks it up for the Panthers, and he's running that ball right back up. Oh, it's fumbled, and it goes right into the hand of number 18 for the Green Waves. And so right off the bat, we have a quick turnover and probably an ill-advised move by the E-Town Panther, being a lineman to try and pick that ball up and run it. That would have been Trey Prather, but unfortunately he lost that ball when he got hit, and it was immediately turned over. So Green Waves kicking off one moment. Now they're on offense right now. And in at quarterback is Trent Modine. Hands off to number 3 up the middle for about 6-8 yards. So the ball is on the 37-yard line, and got approximately 5 yards to go for a first down. It's a handoff to number 3. He definitely has a first down on that carry, gets it down to the 30-yard line. So that's 1st and 10 for the Green Waves, and they're moving the ball well. Number 3 for the that would be Mason Burnett. He is their leading rusher for the year, up to date. So we'll be seeing a lot of him, I'm sure, on the ground this evening. Two in the backfield. Handoff again to number 3 up the middle, and he continues to just plow right down to about the 23-yard line. Tackled by a host of E-Town Panthers. Zachary Clockow would have been in on that tackle, one of E-Town's leading tacklers. So Trent Modine is under center. Takes the snap, hands off to number 3, Mason Burnett, and Burnett carries the ball down to the 15. So a steady diet of Mason Burnett right up the middle. Nothing fancy on any of these plays. Like we said, Trent Modine is in at quarterback. That would be the head coach's son. And had some playing time earlier on in the season, but suffered an injury. And but he's back in and doing well. The Green Wave. Trent Modine, number 15, under center, 2 backs field. Again, handed off to Mason Burnett, and this time E-Town is having nothing to do with that. He is stopped right at the line. You have to wonder how many times you can run the same play and continue to gain yards on that before the defense is going to wake up to that. So we're looking at about looking at 2nd down. And a pitch out to Mason Burnett, and he carries the ball for about 3 yards. So we're about 3rd down and looking at about 7 yards for a first down. They could conceivably obviously get a first down. That would bring them in up to about the 7-yard line. Modine under center. Pitch to Mason Burnett up the right side, and once again, E-Town Panthers finally figured out at this point the only game plan so far that the Green Waves are going with is number 3, Mason Burnett. So we're looking at a 4th down, approximately 5 yards for the first down, and they have not brought their kicking team on, so it appears they're going for it on 4th down and 5. And the ball is fumbled and picked up by Elizabethtown, and he has nothing but green in front of him, and he is going to take it. That would be number 21, Cameron McNeil, in for the score for the Elizabethtown Panthers. Well, for the first time, the Green Waves went to another running back, and it was a toss instead of a handoff, and Was not a clean toss at all, and the ball just bounced out immediately and right up into the hands of Cameron Reneel, and he took that back for approximately 80 yards by the time he picked it up, scoop and score for 6 points for the Elizabethtown Panthers. So the E-Town Panthers need at least one more player out there to be able to go through with the extra point. And the kick is good. And so just like that, what ended up turned out to be a turnover on the kickoff ended up for E-Town to be a touchdown for them on that quick turnover and carrying it back. So E-Town Panthers up 7-0, and there's 8:13 left in the first quarter. So E-Town will be kicking off. Brandon Parsons is the kicker for the Elizabethtown Panthers. So back to receive for the Green Waves. I'm struggling to see his number. I do believe it's Mason Burnett, number 3. I can't see it from this angle, but they do have 3 deep. Seen a lot of squib kicks lately, and most of these teams have a pretty proficient running back. So a lot of these high school kickers lately have been just squibbing it down to prevent that. And it is a squib kick, and it's picked up by number 14 for the Green Waves. And he goes sideways for about 15 yards, but goes forward for nothing. So he's out at about the 34-yard line, and that's where the Green Waves will take over. Actually, took it about the 37, so he did gain a couple of yards on that just before he went out of bounds. So it'll be 1st and 10 from 37 for the Green Waves. So it's right back to the 37. No gain on that play. A pretty incomplete list here of the numbers and the players for the Meade County Green Waves, so struggling to know who some of the players are here. We've got 2 back. Modine under center. This time he hands off up the middle, and they do run it forward for about 3 or 4 yards. And again, Mason Burnett is their runner on that play. Myron Page is the other running back that number 50 that has been lining up in the backfield. So we have a lone back behind Trent Modine. Excuse me, Trent Mofield. I've been saying Modine all evening, but the coach is Larry Mofield, and that would be his son, Trent Mofield, number 15. So it's 4th and about 5, and they will be punting the ball. Number 13, fairly decent kick, but it shanks out to the right, so it's going to end up being at about the 37-yard line, heading back the other way for the E-Town Panthers. So good to get a look at Clay Games and see how he's feeling this evening and the Elizabethtown Panther offense. So from the shotgun position, Clay Games lines up with one to his left, and it's a handoff to Joe Becker, who cuts it back up for a lot of yards, and he continues to roll up to midfield. So Joe Becker continuing to do what he does so well. He's just quick. He can cut on a dime and then just explode up the middle. And nice run by Joe Becker. So it'll be 1st and 10 right at midfield for the E-Town Panthers. Clay Games in the back with Joe Becker to his right, and he's going to the option, but he hangs on to it and gets absolutely nothing on that run. Panthers over the ball. They're back behind the chains right now, so it's 2nd and about 11. Handoff to Joe Becker. He cuts it up from the left and gets about 4 or 5 yards on the play. So that's going to make it 3rd and about 7, 8 yards. 1st down, 3rd and 7. T. Allen coming in out of the game, and number 17, Love Grimes, is back in the game, and he's split wide to the right. And in shotgun, Clay takes it, passes the ball in. He misses his intended target. That would have been Cameron McNeil. So punt team coming on for Elizabethtown Panthers. He'll be punting from approximately his own 40-yard line, and number 20 is back to receive for the Green Waves. J.J. Richardson. And he barely gets that punt off, almost blocked. But it takes a Meade County bounce, hits at about the 22-yard line, and that's where Meade County will take over. 1st and 10 from their own 22. Well, we do want to take this opportunity to thank our sponsors. This is a Hardin County Educational Community Television student production of HCEC-TV, Division of Hardin County Schools, live Channel 1 programming, and sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for all of your telecommunication needs. We do appreciate all of our sponsors, and we will be mentioning throughout the evening. 1st down, under center. Trent Mofield passes out to number 20 on the left, and he picks up about 3 yards. Tackle made by Becker, number 4 for Elizabethtown. Got split wide left. Trying to open up that offense a little bit. Number 17 in motion, and the ball's handed up into the middle. And number 3, Mason Burnett, rose for what looks very close. Yeah, he picks up the 1st down by about a yard. So it'll be 1st and 10 at about the 37, 38 for Meade County. Trent Mofield under center. One back. Hands off to number 17, who runs around the end, but nothing going there Joe Becker busts through the left side of the line, and he just tore up the contain on that. Sacked for about 5 yards behind the line, so they're gonna be looking at 7 and about 14 at this point in time. Tough to get behind the chains on first down like that. Really makes it difficult to do anything when you're in that kind of a situation and circumstance. You got 2.5 minutes left in the first quarter. Snap taken. Going for a pass down the line. Trent Mofield throws it up, and it is so close to being intercepted by number 17, Love Grimes. He had a much better option on that ball than the intended receiver, who would have been number 13 for the Green Wave. But unfortunately for Elizabethtown, it slipped through his fingers as well. So we'll be looking at 3rd and 14. Makes it pretty difficult when you're this far behind the chains on 3rd down in your own territory. Not many plays in the book pick up that kind of yardage. Mofield under center, motion to the left, hands off to number 13, and he picks up about 3 yards on the left side, but he's brought down by number 4, Joe Becker. So E-Town's punt return team coming on, and while obviously we have punting team for Green Wave. So Joe Becker is back deep to receive for Elizabethtown Panthers. And an unbelievably bad kick. It literally spun off of his foot. Does not even make it back to the line of scrimmage. What an incredibly great break for the Elizabethtown Panthers. So they will be taking over at the Green Wave's 32-yard line for 1st and 10. Great field position, 31-yard line, and puts play games and the Panthers in really good situation to start off this drive. Clay in shotgun, and it is a handoff up the middle. He takes it up the middle, and we got a little extracurricular activity going on here. Unfortunately, looked like they got tangled up, and the E-Town Panther was trying to get away from the Green Wave, but it ended up in a little bit of an altercation, and so we got personal foul against the Green Waves. And so that is going to hurt big time. It'll be 15 yards if they march this off. I'm not sure if they're going to call that a double infraction or just one way. Didn't see what caused that to begin with, but it was the other side of the action, and both of those guys were tangled up with each other, and you could see it coming. Refs are still into some consultation. So we have a timeout being called. So it is personal foul against the Green Wave. So instead of being on the 28, this is going to march this ball all the way down to inside the 15-yard line. That was an awful penalty. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Elizabethtown Panthers. That was Robert Hope for the E-Town Panthers that got wrapped up in that altercation. Not sure of the Green Wave number on that one. So here we go, 1st and 10 from the 14-yard line. Incredibly good field position, obviously, for the E-Town Panthers. Rain is still coming down a little bit, just misting through the lights. So we've got split right, wide right, and under center. Handed off to Joe Becker, who is dropped for about a 3-yard loss behind the line by number 50, Myron Page, who's one of the leading tacklers for the Green Wave. T. Allen coming off. Love Grimes on. Got Joe Becker in motion. Play games, drops back, passes over the middle to number 17. Love Grimes. And the pass is complete down to about the 5-yard line, I believe. 4-yard line. So that's Love Grimes for a nice pickup. Great catch. He was falling down to his knees to catch that ball, so it was a great pickup. T. Allen back in now with the play, and Love Clay Games. And so we got Clay Games under center on this one. He saw something he didn't like and wanted to see what kind of defense they had. So we got a timeout for the Elizabethtown Panthers. And we just want to take this opportunity to recognize our sponsors. Physical Therapy and Associates, more personal attention for more effective results. With locations in E-Town, Hodgenville, Radcliffe, Brandenburg, Bardstown, and Louisville. Online at physicaltherapyky.com. Ryan Harris of RE/MAX Premier Properties for all of your real estate needs. Contact Ryan at 270-723-4626, and he'll get the job done. Bluegrass Cellular, offering the most affordable, unlimited plan anywhere. Where wireless works, visit us at bluegrasscellular.com. And E-Town Exterminating, 737-6900, and or online at mugabug.com. And West Point Bank has 5 offices located in Elizabethtown, Radcliffe, Upton, Glendale, and West Point. Or find us online at westpointbank.com. Let us help make life simpler. West Point Bank. Hometown banking made simple. So that was not a timeout. That was the end of the first quarter. So we're headed now into the second quarter. Change of field. And once again, we got E-Town starting off with ball on about the 4-yard line. And great opportunity for them to take it in. First and goal from the 4-yard line. Got Clay Games under center, hands off to Joe Becker, who runs out to the right. He is not able to get outside. Great pursuit coming down the line by Myron Page, number 50 of the Green Wave, to stop that. And that's kind of hard to get out there before Joe Becker does. He's a quick kid. But nice pursuit by the Green Wave. So once again, Clay Games is under center with Joe Becker in the backfield, or Joe Becker in motion, and he picks it up on the Wildcat, and he runs that down, and he is in for the score. Joe Becker in for the score for the Elizabethtown Panthers. Number 18 for the E-Town Panthers for the kick, and it is up, and it is good. So Brandon Parsons kicks the ball through, and that makes the score with 11:49 left in the second quarter. E-Town Panthers 14, Green Wave, Meade County Green Wave 0. So once again, we are very thankful to be part of HCEC-TV production. which is student-led and student-run. And everything tonight is kind of being done on a skeleton crew, this being the Friday evening of a fall break. Pretty sure about half of the Elizabethtown community and Hardin County community is on a beach somewhere in Florida. So thankful that we got 2 full football teams out there. And really amazed at the fans in the stands. Appreciate those that came out tonight on a rainy night to support and encourage the E-Town Panthers. But glad to be here, and that's high school football. It happens in the rain and in the snow. So Brandon Parsons about to kick off, and deep for the Green Wave. They have 1 deep, and but it looks like we're going to have a substitute here and a little bit of a rearrangement. And it is a squib kick up the middle, taken by not the deep man, taken by number 17, and he breaks out around the side. He has a lot of room, but he is drugged down along the Panthers sideline. He makes it past midfield. Number 17 for the Green Wave has an incredibly nice run back. He broke it outside, and that would have been Waylon Allen. Picked up some nice yards for the Green Wave and gives them some really good field position. So across midfield, they'll be picking up 1st and 10 from the E-Town 47-yard line. So we have a run up to about the 35-yard line. It will be the Green Wave. 1st and 9. 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line. And it's a handoff up the middle to Mason Burnett, and he is continuing to run just right up the gut with some pretty good success against the interior of the Elizabethtown defensive line. They don't seem to have much of an answer for him, and I'm not sure what his per run average is tonight, but I would guess it's about 4 or 5 yards a carry. He has had some impressive up the middle runs. 2nd and 5 from the 30-yard line, the Green Wave. And Mofield is under center with Mason Burnett in the backfield, 1 man in motion. He hands off to number 18, cuts around the left side, but he's getting nowhere. Drop for about a 1.5 to 2 yard loss. Great pursuit down the line by the E-Town Panthers. So Wave takes it up the middle once again, and number 3 continues to bounce off some tacklers, and it looks like he is just about to the he crosses over the 25-yard line, which will make it a 1st and 10. Waiting for the official signal from the officials, but they marked him down back a couple of yards. His knee did drop, and so he apparently was down by their estimation before he fell forward and another 3 yards. So it'll be 4th down and 2 for the Green Wave. So they're going to take a timeout and think about this for just a little bit. So the E-Town Panthers have really had a pretty good year this year, and they're looking to continue to improve on that winning record. And I know they definitely have some postseason aspirations in their heart and mind. And so far, they've been doing some really good work towards that. Having Clay Games back this year made an unbelievable difference. So Green Wave comes up to the line once again. Quarterback Mofield under center, two backs, and hands off to Mason Burnett up over left tackle, and he does pick up the first down. So it will be 1st and 10 as they move the sticks for the Green Wave. E-Town Panthers have just not been able to stop that run game right up the middle, which could turn out to be a problem for them in the long run. But once again, Green Wave has found a soft spot, and that would have been Myron Page, big running back number 50, who carried that right up center and into. He's down just short of the 15-yard line. So it's 2nd and 4 from the 17. Hand off to Parsons, and he carries it down to the 5-yard line to Mason Burnett. So it is first down from the 5-yard line, so it'll be 1st and goal from the 5. And once again, and this time it's handoff up the middle to Myron Page, but he is getting nothing on that. E-Town shut that down. Joe Becker was in there. So with 7:34 left in the second quarter, it's 2nd and 4 for the Green Wave. Mofield under center, and it's a handoff to number 3. And he is in for the touchdown. So we have a touchdown for the Meade County Green Waves. Mason Burnett carries that ball in after a lot of work moving that ball downfield, and there is just no answer to this point in time that E-Town has for the Mason Burnett running game. It's not been huge chunks, but it's just been a little bit of chipping away. 5 yards here, 6 yards here, 3 yards here. And each time it does some damage. That can add up to a lot of first downs, a lot of chains, a lot of points. And I do believe we're going to have some offsides on the Panthers on the extra point. There's a lot of movement on that right side of the line for the Panthers extra point crew. So they're going to reset. Snap is made. Hold is down. Kick is up and good. And that makes it 7-14. So with 7:19 left in the second quarter here at Panther Stadium, the Elizabethtown hosting Elizabethtown Panthers still hold a 7-point lead, 14-7, and will be ready to receive the kick. And once again, we're thankful for all of those who sponsor this HCEC-TV production. It's an HCEC-TV student production, a division of Hardin County Schools, and special thanks to our live sports coverage sponsors, Brandenburg Telecom, Physical Therapy and Associates, Ryan Harris of Remax Premier Properties, Bluegrass Cellular, E-Town Exterminating, and West Point Bank. So going deep for Elizabethtown on receiving is number 14. That would be T. Allen. ready to receive deep on one side, and Love Grimes, number 17, on the other. And number 83 ready to kick off for the Green Wave. And the kick is a squib kick. And it's picked up by number 6, Ryder Gregory, who the first time we've called his number tonight, but what a tough little kid in terms of his ability. He's a good ball player. He is an absolute football player. Young guy, got a lot of future here for the E-Town Panthers. Can play quarterback, can tackle like a beast, and so a lot of future left for him. So Clay Games is in shotgun position with Joe Becker in the backfield, but someone's going to call. We have Coach Brown calling a timeout. He wants to chat a little bit with his offense, and just something out there he was not happy with. Joe Becker, Cameron McNeil in the backfield, Love Grimes out wide. So the E-Town offense is lined back up, and the Meade County defense is back on the field. They've only got 3 down linemen rushing, and it's a handoff to Cameron McNeil, and he takes it out around the right side, and he is absolutely past the first down yard line and across midfield up to about the 46 or 45 yard line. Great run by Cameron McNeil on the left side, right side. And he does take it down to the 45. So it's going to be 1st and 10 with just a little under 7 minutes left in the second quarter, less in the first half. And rain's starting to pick up just a little bit, coming down a little bit harder than it was a moment ago. Clay Games in his shotgun position, hands off to Joe Becker coming around the left side, and oh my gosh, he is tackled by a host of Green Wave. A little bit of a late hit on that one. I'm not sure they're going to call a flag on that one, but they absolutely could have. His forward motion had stopped moments before that, and he had several wrapped around his leg, and another Green Wave player came in there and just tagged him up around the head. So referee missed that one, but that absolutely should have been a late hit. So we're looking now at 2nd and 16, way behind the chains, not where you want to be, back across midfield. Games takes it, hands off to Becker. It's a double handoff to Cameron McNeil, comes around the left side, picks up a little bit, gets it back to just past the original line of scrimmage. And so he'll be back down to about the 43-yard line. And they'll mark it there and be about 3rd and 8. E-Town breaks the huddle and comes up the line. Clay Games in shotgun with Becker to his right. Cameron McNeil in motion, fakes the handoff. Clay Games running out to the side, fakes the off and continues to run, carries it out, and he's brought down short of the first down, and probably about 5 yards short of the first down, 4 or 5 yards. So we're going to be looking at a 4th down here and about 4 yards. Decision now here for Coach Brown. Clay Grimes comes over and wisely calls a timeout. There's 5 minutes left in the half, so they want to make sure they take the most of this opportunity and see if they can. So obviously it's probably going to be a 4 down territory for them. So once again, we do want to welcome you to our HCEC-TV production, a student production, and brought to us by several local sponsors, and we do appreciate their sponsorship of this production for an opportunity for all of you to watch it as it happens, and then as well to watch it afterwards. And so we're very appreciative of those sponsors: Physical Therapy and Associates, Ryan Harris of Remax Premier Properties, Bluegrass Cellular, E-Town Exterminating, and West Point Bank. All right, so both teams are taking the field again. Cameron McNeil and Joe Becker in the backfield. Love Grimes out wide. Pass, and it is dropped. Has to love Grimes, and he was absolutely past the marker. Would have been a first down. The ball hit him right in the hands, but he just could not hang on to it. So it's going to go back over to the Green Wave, and they'll be able to take over from their own 48-yard line, 39-yard line, excuse me. And so Mofield under center, two backs behind him. And it's a handoff up the middle to Mason Burnett. And he runs forward for about 4 or 5 yards. I feel like I'm repeating myself. Just have to be honest, I'm not sure why when you run a continued play like that over and over again, you keep having such success. E-Town Panthers have they're running 4 down linemen, but they're just not able to contain that up the middle response. And once again, now we have Mason Burnett, and he runs it up the middle for approximately an 8 or 9 yard gain. First down, across midfield, takes it all the way to the 47-yard line. Timeout, and that is to the Green Waves. So with 3 minutes and 54 seconds left, we're in a timeout, and both teams want to make sure they're playing this right. Don't want to blow this end of this first half. So far, for the Green Waves, it has been absolutely a running game. They have had nothing going in their passing game, and it's not even been a very confusing running game. It's basically been Mason Burnett either to the left side or the right side with an occasional plunge from Myron Page. But simple as it is, it has been incredibly effective. I wouldn't be surprised if he's looking at almost 100 yards in this first half. All right, so Green Wave back over the ball. Mofield under center. And it's a handoff to Myron Page up the middle. He's the first one through, and he continues to run. He breaks through the first level, gets into the second level until he's finally brought down in the secondary by Robert Hope of Elizabethtown, number 44. So it is second down and 1 yard to go from the Elizabethtown 38-yard line. Handoff. Oh, Mason Burnett is hit in the backfield for a loss, but he spins out of the tackle. Robert Hope absolutely had him dead to rights behind the line of scrimmage, and let him twist and slip out of that tackle. And he moves forward and takes it up to the 35-yard line. First down, Green Wave. So you have to give it to Hope for at least breaking through the line and hitting him behind the line, but he just did not complete that tackle. Frustrating situation for coaches. Green Wave pitch out to the side to Myron Burnett. He carries it out to the left for about 3 or 4 yards. Looks like he'll be out to the just right about the 30-yard line. They're actually going to mark it just short of the 30, the 31-yard line. So once again, Mofield under center. 2 backs behind. 2 split right. And he's passing this time out to number 13. It is complete into the flat, and he carries the ball down to the 7-8 yard line, and with a host of Panthers taking him down. But number 13 had a beautiful catch and run for the Green Wave. So it's 1st and 10 with 2 minutes and 12 seconds left in the half. And Green Wave threatening to score from the Panther 8-yard line. Mofield under center, hands off to Mason Burnett. He cuts left, cross tackle, and he is in for the score. So there you have it, folks. Once again, Mason Burnett continues to punish the interior of the Elizabethtown line, and this time he takes it in for a score. Someone appears to be hurt. They're finally up and moving off the ball. So 14-13, and the Green Waves line up for the extra point. Number 89, Zach Clarkson, is their kicker. And the snap is dropped, and it goes back, and he is absolutely just crushed. He picked the ball up and tried to get away, and a host of Elizabethtown, namely Joe Becker, tackled him, and he almost took him all the way back out to the 30-yard line. So number 89, Zach Clarkson, was not able to get the kick off. And in doing that, E-Town preserves their lead. And so it's now 14-13. So Elizabethtown will get the ball back with another chance to see what kind of two-minute offense they've got rolling right now. We're looking at 2 minutes left, and E-Town will be receiving the ball. Zach Clarkson to kick off for the Meade County Green Waves. Back deep, Love Grimes, T. Allen. And the kick is a squib kick up the middle, right to Prather. And this time he wisely downs it immediately instead of trying to run it back like he did at the beginning of the game. And so, you live and learn. And sometimes it's just better to take it right where it is. So E-Town is going to take over at their own 32-yard line. 1st and 10 for Elizabethtown. Clay Grimes. Double handoff up the middle. This time to Cameron McNeil, and he is down at about the 31-yard line. Nothing going on that one. Play handed off to Becker, and Becker off to Cameron. He carried it for maybe a 1-yard gain, but flag was thrown, but it was picked back up. He actually lost a yard on that, 2 yards. So it's 2nd and 12. So Robert Hope out wide left. Toss out Cameron McNeil. He cuts back all the way across field, and he is breaking it up field to about the 40-yard line where it looks like he stepped out, but there is a flag dropped back around the 38-yard line. So my guess is we're looking at a hold, so this may end up, yeah, it is. It's going to come back against the Panthers. Nice run. He absolutely turned that back around. He reversed field on that. Looked like he was going to, be very close to a first down on that run. But instead, they're going to be marching that back, so they'll be behind the chains at this point. So it's back to the 26-yard line. Second down. Minute 35 left for Elizabethtown. Hand it off, and we have a whistle on the play. And I do believe this is offsides on Elizabethtown. So that will march it back to the 21-yard line. They're going the wrong direction, folks. That's not just behind the chain. That's way behind the chains. So we're looking at 2nd and 21 with a minute 20 left. Clay takes the snap from center, rolls out to the right, passes out into the flat to number 5. He switches back and left, continues to run up the side, gets a few of the yards back, runs it back up to about the 33-yard line. They're going to actually mark it right at about the 32.5, I believe. That's behind the 32-yard line. So they're back to the original line of scrimmage. 3rd down and 10. Minute left. Clock is stopped at 1:08. And we have running around the left side, number 14, T. Allen takes it up to about the 38-yard line, and that's still going to leave them about 4 or 5 yards short of the first down. So they're 5 yards short, and the punt team is on, and that was a quick changeover for E-Town. They were rushing to get their punt team on there. Clock is running, 31 seconds left. And back to punt for Elizabethtown. It is Clay Games, and he is hit. And there is no flag thrown. The punt was a decent punt considering he absolutely got connected with on that, but there was no flag thrown on that. So we're looking at 16 seconds left, and Meade County is going to take over. Most likely they'll just down the ball and run the clock out. They have had no passing game to speak of, only really one out to the right. And actually they're lining up in a, they're just lining up to down the ball. Yeah, that's exactly what they're going to do and let it run out. So we're at the end of first half here at Panther Stadium in Elizabethtown. And once again, thank you for tuning in. And we'll be back and pick it back up at the beginning of the second half, where the E-Town Panthers will lead 14-13. We'll see you after the half.
My name's Tim Mattingly. I'm the head football coach here at Central Hardin. I'm starting my 6th season as the head football coach here. Some of our strengths at this point of the season, of course it is early on in the season, but our ability to throw the football down the field, it will help open up other parts of our offense. And then defensively, just returning a lot of players on defense from last year's team is also a big plus for us at this point. Some of our players this year that you guys need to keep an eye on. We have several, but Deonko Wilkerson he's a game changer because of his speed and quickness. Gavin George, his ability to stretch the field with our passing game is really tremendous this year. And having Chase Elmore back from his injury last year and the ability to throw the ball and see the field so well, those guys are definitely big time players for us this year. Sean Hayes, a good receiver as well, and a good blocker at tight end. And then defensively, Dylan Butterworth up front on our defensive line really kind of solidifies our D-line up there. But those guys are all seniors, and we have several key players that are going to make big plays for us. Some surprises, pleasant surprises for us this year, again, are having Chase back and him being full strength at quarterback really, again, has opened up our offense and given us some ability to do things that we were not able to do last year, which was throw the football with some very good accuracy, and again, just open up our offense with that part of our game. We just try to take it one game at a time. We try to look at every opponent with the same type of effort and attitude, and just really prepare for each team. We try not to look ahead, but we hopefully this year the playoffs are different, so really your regular season, you just kind of seed yourself for the playoffs, so hopefully we have a good seeding that'll allow us to have some home playoff games, and advance to the playoffs is one of our big goals. We do return a lot of players on defense, but our offensive line is almost brand new from last year, so we lost all but one starter on our offensive line. But they are really coming along, and I've been very pleasantly surprised and pleased with their progress. They just got to continue to grow and make progress throughout the season. District and region, again, the playoff format's changed this year according to the KHSAA, so our first two rounds we will play within our district again. So we could very easily be playing a Meade or a North Hardin or a Barron County shortly after we just played them a few games ago. So that's going to be different. It's something they did several years ago, and they've come back to it. So, it maybe allows you to, if you don't get a win in the regular season, gives you a chance to play them again and hopefully make some adjustments and changes, and maybe you can come out with a victory. And you really got to just focus on that part of it. Even if you don't win a regular season game versus a district opponent, you're going to get another chance in the playoffs. I really think this could be a outstanding season for us. If we continue to grow and progress weekly, we can't become stagnant. We got to make sure we clean up some of our penalties that we had in game one, so we got to improve that, especially the stupid penalties, the ones that really, you shoot yourself in the foot. So if we can correct those mistakes and just continue to grow and progress and make progress, week in and week out, I feel like we'll be in a good position come playoff time.
Hi, my name is Gavin George, and I play football. I am number 3. I play wide receiver and defensive back for the Central Hardin Bruins. My strengths in this point of the season, definitely my size, definitely, because most defensive backs aren't that tall at all, and especially in high school, most of them are under 6 foot, and me at 6'3", 6'4", that's definitely a big height advantage, and I have great route running, and my hands, I don't drop any passes. I don't drop balls, that's not what I do. Teammates that are definitely going to be a big factor for the team this year. To be honest, it's going to be everybody, but like Chase, it sucks what happened to him last year, with the injuries and all that. So this year, he's definitely going to have a breakout year. We're definitely going to need him. He's going to be amazing. He's going to lead us, in the right direction. And Deonko, everybody knows how athletic and good he is. He's going to be a big factor too. And Sean Hay, he's good. He's a great tight end. He's definitely a big size too. He can catch, and you saw that in game 1. He caught and knocking people over and stuff. But and our line, that's the biggest thing. They don't get enough glory and what they deserve. They deserve a lot. the line, they protect Chase, give Chase time to, you know, make plays, able to read the field in time, and it's just overall it's a team effort. And then, you know, on defense, you know, I think Kyler Lee, he's one of our he's our best defensive player. I think he's a real good linebacker, and he's making big plays. And I just think everybody on the team is going to contribute in a great way. And, you know, at the end of the day, it's a team effort. To be honest with you, there isn't really any surprises. You know, because everybody just knows Central from last season. We didn't have our whole team together, but, you know, through when we did have Chase last year, and then in the spring and throughout this summer, I knew everybody knew what we had, but, you know, it was just within us. Nobody else really knew what we had. So I think it might be a surprise maybe to other people, but I mean, it shouldn't be. I mean, we have so many great talent on the team, and we all work together and make great things happen. So for me, I don't think this is a surprise. This is what expected for me, what we're doing. My personal goals for the team this year, not drop any passes. Any passes my way, don't drop any, because, you know, that's number one thing for a receiver is, you know, if a ball's gonna be thrown to you, you gotta make the catch. Like, you know, there ain't no other way around it. And, you know, make great blocks this year. You know, give, you know, Dianco and Kyle or Trajan, whoever has the ball, you know, make good blocks for them so they can, you know, get a chance to make open field runs and score touchdowns. But personal goals, to be honest with you, personal goals this year, I want to put up, say, at least 15 touchdowns this year. I want to put up a little over 1,000 yards receiving. Definitely the big difference this year from, you know, teams that we played last year is basically, like, we're totally different. Like, last year when we played North, you know, it sucked. You know, we got blew out, but you gotta think we didn't have Chase. You know, when we have Chase, we're totally different. Totally different. I mean, you know, everybody saw it already on game one what we did with everybody there. So you gotta think, you know, playing North last year and, you know, in the district championship, you know, we was already at our fourth or fifth quarterback, and I didn't play because, you know, I pulled my hip flexor. So, you know, we didn't have our whole team. You know, it was just a hard situation because we were just throwing people back in different positions. You know, they didn't get many reps, and it's the district championship. And, you know, North is, you know, they're good. They're good. So, you know, it sucked that we was in that situation. But, you know, this year, you know, that's, you know, one of the main things everybody, you know, is hoping everybody stays healthy and good so we can go in every game and be, you know, ready. But I think, you know, that's the biggest difference this year is, you know, is we're all together. So hopefully we stay healthy and we're all together. I'll take my chance to anybody. Because it's going to be hard to stop us because, you know, we're not a one-dimension team. Definitely not. We can, I mean, obviously you've seen that we can throw the ball from game one. You know, when we can do that way more, we're going to have way more passing yards than that. And then, you know, once everybody starts spreading out for, you know, defending the pass, then you have Dianco, Kyler, and Trajan, you know, with speed and power that can just, you know, run. They can run, and then it's just like, you know, kind of pick your poison, like which one you want. So I think, you know, the biggest competition this year, I think it'll be North and South Oldham. I think South Oldham will be a good game too. Our motto is eat, effort, attitude, toughness. Bring that every game. You know, it's just, you know, eat. You know, just grind. You know, push, grind. You know, work for something. You know, set goals and work for it as a team. And then attitude. Have a great attitude. You know, if you have a bad attitude at all, you know, it's what coach and it's what everybody says. It just spreads to everybody else, especially, you know, if it's, you know, one of the team captains or leaders or seniors. You know, it spreads to all the younger kids, and it, you know, then it just sets a bad environment. If you have a great attitude, you know, you know, the great attitude spreads and everybody wants to work and we improve. And then toughness, you know, you just gotta be tough. You know, football's a physical game, and you just gotta be tough.
My name is Sean Hay. I play for Central Hardin High School. My position on the team is tight end and defensive end. One experience with my team, is, last year we had a rough season, but that kind of feels like we got stronger through that. And since we knew that Chase was coming back this year as healthy as ever, we knew that the season was going to be good. My strength this year is mainly a defensive player. I enjoy that side of the ball a lot more than offensively, just because I feel like I can be, honestly, my own player. I feel like a good threat on the offensive side of the ball, but mainly defense. And as a team, some of our strengths are a lot different than last year's, just because of more weapons we have, like Gavin and Dianco, and especially Chase. And so it just gives us, a bigger, more broad sense of security. So some of the big game changers or players on our team, of course, I'd have to say would be Chase, just because, him being back is great. I expect Gavin to be one of the bigger players that kind of goes and does great things and is a great player. Dianco, for sure. He's probably one of the best running backs, honestly, that I've seen in high school football. I feel like with those three right there, there's really nothing we can't do. Kyler Lee on the defensive side of the ball, one of our best defensive players. I feel safe with him as a linebacker and as a leader. My personal goal for this year, honestly, and I've been thinking about this a lot, of course, is to get attention from colleges, because I do want to take the next step into playing, hopefully, college football, and to forward my education. Another thing that is personal to me is to be feared on the football team, or to other football teams. I feel like I want myself and our team to be feared by other teams when we walk out onto the field. And I know that as a team, I feel like we set a goal, of course, to hopefully win districts and regions, and then to forward our fight towards state. Well, of course, I feel like everybody favors North Hardin as the biggest, hardest team to play, and I can say that will probably be the same for us. Last year was a kill shot, but I feel like with the weapons we have and the sense of security we have with everybody on the team, I feel like it's going to be a good game, and honestly, we'll come out on top.
My name is Chris Ingstrand. I'm the head football coach at John Hardin High School. This is my third year at John Hardin and my 18th overall coaching. Well, this year's team has probably been the most fun group of kids that I've had since I've been here. They've got the right attitude. They're willing to work hard. They'll do anything that we ask them to do. And to have that as our strength just means that as the season goes on, our inexperience will eventually become experience and we'll be much better. Well, in terms of guys that were returning, we've got right tackle Ben Rochford, we've got center Josh Smith, we've got Dom Hodges at running back, and we've got Andrew Davis at receiver. And on the defensive side, we're returning Elijah Webb, Cameron Brown at defensive line, Darian Camry at linebacker, and Xavier Boone at free safety, along with Nick Surley at outside linebacker. All the other guys, all new faces. Yeah, our inexperience is definitely a major weakness for us. For these guys, it's going to take really 4 or 5 games for them to figure it out together. Unlike some other sports, football's one that all 11 have to be on the same page, clicking at the same time. So that just takes a little bit of continuity, and that continuity just takes time. Well, we've had some sophomores that have had to step up, and not one time have I had to replace one of those guys or have one of them tap out or ask to come out because it's just been too much pressure. Playing at John Hardin, there's a lot of pressure that comes with that, with our tradition and our, our relatively short time. So to have those guys really step up and play hard and want to contribute the way that they have has probably been the one surprise to me that I didn't expect. Well, it's funny. We played just about every team in 6A District 2. So I like to think that that's our second district before we ever get to 4A District 3. But it gets us prepared. Our kids understand that. They know that these first 5 games are an absolute gauntlet. We're going to play 5 top 10 teams. But if you don't play a schedule like that, you're going to be awful disappointed when district play comes around and you're just not ready for that. You can be 0-5, or you can be 5-0 and then go 0-5. So we'll take whatever comes our way with these games, and playing Central and North and E-Town and Meade and Danville just gets us ready for what we need to do to prepare ourselves for district play and then for 3A or for 4A playoffs. Well, we have some new faces with Marion County and Spencer joining our district. Spencer County is a traditionally strong school. They're very well coached. They play very hard. But the returning team that is the king and the throne for the meantime is Moore High School out of Louisville. So we'll play them here in about 4 weeks, and we'll find out what we're made of. It did. The way it works now with all classes is the first 2 rounds are within your district. So just like in basketball when we have the district tournament, it's the same thing now for football. And then after that, in the 3rd, 4th round, it is based on an RPI, which gives you points for strength of schedule and things like that. So that also plays a factor when we did scheduling was, if we play a bunch of teams that just aren't very good, then our RPI is going to be really low and we'll be seeded very low come 3rd round. However, if we play really good football teams, our RPI climbs, and that gives us a better chance for seeding. Very well. I mean, obviously our administration is made up of former coaches. They get it. And that's a tremendous blessing. I've been places where those folks didn't exist, and they just didn't understand what was necessary to be successful. So the support here is fantastic. I love being a Bulldog. There's no other place I'd rather be.
My name is Daniel Camry, and I play linebacker and running back for John Hardin. And my role is really to be the leader of the team and help everyone out and be a big contributor to our success. I feel that my personal strengths are my knowledge, my heart, and my just being aware of where I'm at, how I need to play, and what I need to do to get the win for the team. I need to learn that I can't do it all by myself, and it's a team effort. I need to work with everyone else to do as good as we can. My personal goal this year is to have 100 tackles. My strengths are our defense and our heart, and the will for everyone is just wanting to be out on the field. I'm playing these top 6A teams. It's going to be tough at first because we might not always get the outcome that we want, but it'll make us better in the long run because when we faced our district teams, they won't be nearly as powerful as a Central Hardin, North Hardin, E-Town. Our team goal is definitely to win the championship, nothing less. That should be it. Some of the teammates that help stand out, definitely Kadon Wilson because he's our quarterback. He has to help lead our team to victories. Dominic Hodges, he's a junior. He has to help lead because he's playing both ways as well. And Tyshawn, because he's just a huge body on defense. Playing both ways does make us a better player because, for one, we have to be conditioned to do that. For 2, you can't lock on any side of the ball, so you just got to keep the pressure up. And for 3, we do know what both sides of the ball is like.
My name is Joshua Smith. I play center and D tackle in the John Hardin Bulldogs. Some of my strengths are I have the strength to move people, I have speed, and I am intelligent on both sides of the ball, so I know what the defense is doing before they even do it. What I'm working on is my durability of my body so I don't get injured as often. As a team, our goals are just to lay into everybody. Like, we're not going to fold on anybody. It may look like that right now, but we're just going to just keep hitting you no matter what the score is. Like, a surprise that I've seen is just certain people last year that weren't really major players becoming major players and growing and coming of age and doing things we haven't seen them do ever. So they're just, breaking out. By playing some 6A schools, it helps us see a demographic of what we could see and what we can't see. So honestly, it'll make us tougher. And as soon as we get into district play, it'll make us have the grit to just run people over. I enjoy the personality, really, because we all have different personalities, yeah. But as soon as we get on the field, we all become one and just start, wrecking people left and right. my personal goal as an athlete, I don't really have one, but within myself, just give maximum effort every play. And even if it's bad or there's a bad snap or I jump a little early, I'll still just go 100%. As the team, like as a representative as the team, I think our goal is just to like finish out the season and just finish everything. Like we don't just do everything half and we don't slow down. We just keep going and going and going until there's nothing left. I don't think there's going to be a certain time when there's a turning point, but in my opinion, I think it's going to turn soon. We don't know when, but it's going to. And honestly, the fans just like when they show up, just when they show up, it just turns us loose, and we're ready to just jump out and just do everything we're told because the fans are behind us now, and we don't have to worry about people just turning their backs on us.
Welcome back to the Elizabethtown Panthers giving host to the Meade County Green Wave game this evening. It's been a night of some cold weather, a lot of wind, and some misting rain that's gotten hard a little bit on and off. And so looking back over the first half, basically the story of the game for Meade County has been their running back, number 3. Who has basically just kind of run the ball right up the middle all night long. And that would be Mason Burnett. I'm not sure what his yardage is on the first half, but would not be surprised if he's closed in on 100 yards. And for E-Town, their game has been a little bit more split up from running with Joe Becker and a few passes around the end. And they've had some pretty good success with some options. With Clay Games giving off to Love Grimes and also to Cameron McNeil. But, of course, the big scoring play for them was picked up on a scoop and score early on in the first half after they had muffed a kickoff return and fumbled the ball, and Green Wave was threatening to score. But so they went ahead, then scored, went up 14-0, and then little by little, Mason Burnett just kept pounding the middle of the interior line and just drove the ball with chunks of 3 yards, 4 yards, 6 yards, and picked up 2 scores. And so missed their extra point attempt on that second score. So that's what left us with a 14-13 score. And E-Town will be kicking off, and the Green Waves getting ready to receive the kickoff. And welcome back. And just as we're getting ready to get started, the wind is picking up tremendously. You can see the rain blowing through the lights. Brandon Parsons kicks off, and it is a deep kick, and it's caught about the 5-yard line. And number 18 for the Green Wave carries it out to about the 20, and makes a couple of nice cuts back and forth, but wasn't really able to break free until he was brought down by several of the E-Town defenders. So they will start from the, looks like about the 18-yard line. Looks like they finally did place the ball on the 19, so 1st and 10 from the 19-yard line. And it's a handoff to Mason Burnett up the middle. Actually, it was a handoff to Myron Page, number 50, up the middle, and he picks up about 3 or 4 yards. So we did mention that their quarterback, Trent Mofield, he was second or third team, got injured earlier on, and after their first team quarterback was taken out for the year, they went to Austin Opal, and Austin was injured pretty severely last week at a game versus North Hardin, and so he is also out for the year. So quarterback duties last week went to Kyle Parker, and he did really well actually for coming in off the bench. But Trent Mofield really was their second team quarterback, and so he's been the starting quarterback tonight, which confused me because originally I was told that Kyle Parker would be starting, but Trent Mofield has taken it, and he's basically run from under center, and the game plan has been what we're looking at right now. That would be Mason Burnett. But obviously in the halftime adjustments, E-Town figured out that they had to make some kind of adjustment up the middle and key on Mason Burnett. So I'm not sure if they've put a spy on him or what, but they have stopped him 2 or 3 times right at the line. And so now we're looking at a 4th and 4 from the 25-yard line. So the punting team is in for the Green Wave, and back deep to receive is Joe Becker. And once again, the punter from for the Green Waves is just really struggling tonight. That's the second time that in an attempt to punt the ball, he's just caught it with the right side of his foot, and instead of going forward, it is just shanked to the right and basically ends up being about a 5-yard punt. So it's going to be 1st and 10. Great field position for the E-Town Panthers at their the Green Wave 29. And Clay Games takes it from center, broken play, and he's met in the backfield by a host of Green Waves. He went under center for that. That was not a shotgun. Something was not communicated well on that one, and no one knew who was supposed to get the ball on that one. So he comes over to get a word from Coach Brown. Make sure that doesn't happen again. So we're looking at behind the chains now, 2nd and 12. The ball's all the way back to the 32-yard line. Clay Gaines in the shotgun position. And hand off to Becker up the middle, and he turns it upfield and takes it all the way back down to about the 23, 24-yard line with a huge pickup for Joe Becker to get the Panthers back into a striking distance, 3rd and short. Looks like it's going to be about 3rd and 4, maybe 3rd and 5 actually for a first down as the ball is on the 29-yard line. 24-yard line. So 3rd down and 5 for the Panthers. Taken from the shotgun, and Gaines passes it, and he finds Love Grimes out to the right, number 17. Love Grimes catches it at about the 22-yard line. Pickup of about 2, so that's going to leave them at 3rd and 3. Actually, it's going to be 4th down and 4. So we have 4th and 3, and they are going for it. So Clay Gaines is in the shotgun position with Joe Becker split out to the right. And we have an offsides on Elizabethtown. Illegal procedure on the offense, so that's going to mark it back about 5 yards, obviously. So we're now looking at fourth down and about 8 yards. Much different scenario now, but they are going for it. So Gaines is under center. And he's dropping back to pass, and he's going for all of it. And he has his man in the end zone, and it is a touchdown. Number 14 for the Elizabethtown Panthers. Touchdown, Panthers. Beautiful play action pass as Gaines dropped back and had a double play action. And dropped back, had plenty of time, and just dropped it in there. And so number 14 for the Elizabethtown Panthers dropped right underneath it and made a great catch. That would be T. Allen for the touchdown. So the extra point team is on. And we have offsides on the Meade County Green Wave. The left side of their line just collapsed. So they will move that ball up. That penalty is actually declined. So under center. Ball is snapped, and it is muffed. And so the pass is thrown, and it is incomplete. Number 18, the kicker, Brandon Parsons, did pick it up after the snap. But obviously the ball's wet. Hard to sometimes get a snap down. And that hit the holder's hands, and it immediately squibbed away. So it's 20-13. Both teams have missed an extra point at this end of the field. 20-13 with 7:26 left. And before we have the kickoff, we want to take this opportunity to remind you that this is an HCEC-TV student production, a division of the Hardin County Schools. Special thanks to our live sports coverage sponsors, Brandenburg Telecom, Physical Therapy and Associates, Ryan Harris of Remax Premier Properties, Bluegrass Cellular, E-Town Exterminating, and West Point Bank. So it looks like going back deep for the Meade County Waves, Green Waves, is number 18, and kicking off will be Brandon Parsons, number 18 for Elizabethtown Panthers. Brandon Parsons, it gets a squib kick, and it goes, it's muffed. And, oh my gosh, he tries to pick it up. And huge hit on the defender. But it's maintained by number 13 for the Green Waves. So it's going to be Green Wave ball. They'll begin 1st and 10. The 23-yard line. It's a pitch back to number 3, Mason Burnett. He breaks out around the left side, picks up about 4 or 5 yards. Just over towards the sidelines. It'll be 2nd down and 5. 7 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. Mofield under center. Brandon Parsons. Burnett behind, and he takes it up over right tackle, but nothing happening this time. So we have Myron Page in the backfield. Mason Burnett's to his left, and Mofield hands off to Myron Page. He's the first one through on the right side of the center. Picks up about 3 yards. He is going to be short of the first down. Somebody lost their hat. That would be an E-Town Panther, number 74 for the Elizabethtown Panthers. Lost his helmet on that exchange, so he'll have to come to the sideline. That would be Ryan Piles. So 4th and 1. And their punting team has had 0 success tonight. So it looks like Trent Mofield is actually going to go for it on 4th down and 1. And there is a penalty, and I believe that is against the Green Waves. So there actually was no penalty. It was just a resetting of the clock. And so the clock is running, and it's 4th down and 1. Trent Mofield under center. He takes the ball, pitches back to Mason Burnett. He cuts it around the left side, and he absolutely makes it through the first down and a few more beyond that. He cuts up around the left hash mark, takes it up to about the 38-yard line, and had plenty of running room on that. They absolutely, that's not only been their bread and butter, it's been their bread and butter, toast and jelly and jam. It has been everything that they've had this evening. Mason Burnett has probably run the ball about 90% of the time, and surprisingly has had amazing success. So we have Myron Page in the back, Mason Burnett to the left. It's a fake pitch, and it's hand off to number 13, and he drops it. It's a poor handoff. And recovered fumble by the Elizabethtown Panthers. So this could be really just one of those backbreakers for the Green Wave right now. Unfortunately, they tried to do a play action and hand it off to number 13. And the ball being a little bit wet, he was just not able to hang on to it and hold on to that ball. And he dropped it right behind the line of scrimmage. And number 15 for E-Town picked it up. So play games under center. And he hands off to Cameron McNeil, number 21. And he's stopped right at the line of scrimmage for basically no gain. Possibly 1 yard. So he does take it up to about the 32-yard line. So it's 2nd and 9. 2nd and 8, actually. 2nd and 9 on the 32. Clay Gaines under center. Love Grimes in motion. He rolls out to his right, shifts away from the tackle, runs up, and he is brought down at about the line of scrimmage. So I don't think there's any loss on this one, but we're still going to be looking at about a 3rd and 9. So what looked to be a really promising opportunity for E-Town could end with nothing if they don't end up picking up some serious yardage on this one. 2nd and 9 from the 32 with 3:50 left in the 3rd quarter. Clay Gaines in the shotgun. Joe Becker to his left. It's a toss out to number 21, Cameron McNeil, and he takes it up to the 21-yard line. And he does pick up a 1st down on that one. 1st down, E-Town Panthers. Beautiful pickup on that. Nice play action. Pass out to Cameron McNeil. T. Allen coming off. Love Grimes going back in. And let's have Love Grimes split out to the right. Number 5, Camden Williams. And the ball is carried out by Cameron McNeil, number 21, to about the just about the 19.5-yard line. So not much of a pickup. So we're looking at 2nd down and 8 with just under 3 minutes left in the third quarter. Gaines is under center. Cameron McNeil behind it. It's a handoff to Love Grimes around left end. He carries it up to about the 13, 14-yard line. So we're going to be looking at about a 3rd down and a couple. Third and 3. Gaines under center. And it is a handoff to Joe Becker around the left end. He cuts it back up, and he is absolutely dropped short at the 15-yard line. So he's dropped short of the 1st down. So we'll be looking at a 4th down and about 4 yards. So it looks like Coach Brown is going to keep his offense in there. And Clay Gaines is in the shotgun with Joe Becker out to the right. He takes the ball, passes out. Quick pass to the left. Camden Williams out to the left, and he's running all the way in, and he is brought down about the 1-yard line, just short of the touchdown marker. But that was number 5 with a beautiful pickup. And around left end. Beautiful catch and run by Camden Williams. So we are 1st and goal at the 2-yard line for the Elizabethtown Panthers. Looking to run this up a couple of scores. It's a handoff to Cameron, and absolutely Cameron McNeil, number 21. Touchdown, Panthers. Oh, wait a minute. They're waiting for the official score. So it is a touchdown. But there was a personal foul, and so that personal foul will apparently be issued maybe on the kickoff. So we're looking at the extra point teams comes on. Brandon Parsons is lined up. Let's see if number 80 for E-Town Panthers is able to get a hold of the ball and put it down for the hold this time. It's kind of tough out there in the rain and the wind. Snap, hold, down, kick is good, and it is good. 27-13, E-Town Panthers take the lead with 1:14 left in the third quarter. We just want to say thank you to Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for all of your telecommunication needs, physical therapy, and associates. More personal attention for more effective results with locations in E-Town, Hodgenville, Radcliffe, Brandenburg, Bardstown, and Louisville, and online at physicaltherapyky.com. Ryan Harris of Remax Premier Properties for all of your real estate needs. Contact Ryan at 270-723-4626, and he will get the job done. Bluegrass Cellular, offering the most affordable unlimited plan anywhere. Where wireless works, visit us at bluegrasscellular.com. E-Town Exterminating, 737-6900, or online at mugabug.com, or West Point Bank, with 5 offices located in E-Town, Radcliffe, Upton, Glendale, and West Point. So, Brandon Parsons is back to kick off for the E-Town Panthers. And it is a full kick, and it goes all the way into the end zone because that personal foul was assessed on the kickoff, so he was actually kicking off from the 50-yard line. So that means that Green Wave is going to be taking the ball at their own 20-yard line. No field under center. Parsons, Mason Burnett carries it up around the left half. Kicks it out to about the 22-yard line, right on the left hash. Green Wave on the ball. Second down, 8 yards to go. Mofield under center. Pitch out to Mason Burnett. He is hit solidly by number 21. Cameron McNeil hits him solidly at the 25-yard line. So that'll bring up a third down with a long 4 yards. 23 seconds left in the half, or in the quarter. Mofield under center. Mason Burnett in the backfield. And he drops to pass. He cuts one loose, and it's intercepted. Intercepted by number 5 for the E-Town Panthers. He runs it back. He's all the way back to the 10-yard line where he is brought down. And so it is Panther ball at the Green Wave 10 as the quarter comes to an end, and they'll be switching sides at the end of that play. Well, you got to give it to Mofield. He was kind of behind it, and he dropped back and just took about a 2 or 3 step drop and let it go as far as he could. But it was definitely a jump ball, and he was under some double coverage there. And great interception by number 5 for the Elizabethtown Panthers, who would be Camden Williams. The field is reset as we begin the fourth quarter. It's 27-13, and E-Town is in amazing field position here after a great interception by Camden Williams to carry the ball back to about the 3-yard line. And it's carried out by Joe Becker. He's around to the side. Tries to cut back his field, but nothing happening there. The Green Waves recovered from that one, and they drop him for a significant loss. Looks like he's brought back for about a 5-yard loss. And so he'll be back at the 16-yard line. So it'll be 2nd and 15. They actually do have an opportunity with the ball being on the 16-yard line. They could actually make a first down if they Needed to, but it's a bad snap. But Gaines picks it up, and he tosses in the corner of the end zone to Love Grimes, number 17. Touchdown, Panthers! (33-13). Beautiful catch. Very nice pass by Clay Gaines. He just laid it into the corner of the end zone, and Grimes was in a perfect position to make that catch. So Bradley Parsons on for the extra point. The snap is good, the kick is down, and the kick is good. So that makes it 34-13 with 11 minutes left remaining in the fourth quarter. So that pretty much puts the Panthers in control at this point in time. And if you watched the Green Wave last week, they were pretty much outmatched by a far superior defense in North Hardin. Strangely enough, they were able to actually move the ball a little bit on them, and then North Hardin's offense really took over and just put that game away early on in the second half. And coming in, they put the ball in the hands of Trent Mofield, the young quarterback, coming off an injury earlier in the season. And it's absolutely a one-trick pony offense. They really only have one thing consistently rolling for them, and that's their running game with Mason Burnett. That said, it's been incredibly effective. So kickoff by E-Town, and it's picked up at about the 20-yard line. It's fielded there, and he marches it out to about the 33, 32-yard line. And Robert Hope on the tackle for Elizabethtown. So the Green Waves will start this drive at their own 28-yard line, 31-yard line. First and 10 from the 31. 11 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Mofield under center. In motion, he hands off to number 17, and there's absolutely nothing happening there. Robert Hope looking for a little bit of love from the referee there on a call, but he wasn't going to get it. Second and 10 from the 31. Mofield under center. Mason Burnett behind in motion. It's a muffed handoff, and E-Town read that perfectly. And by the time they figured out what was going on, Mason Burnett was already being brought down. Third down and 13. Mofield under center. Mason Burnett, tailback. And we have a timeout. A Green Waves timeout. So with just a little bit more than 9 minutes left in the fourth quarter, commanding lead by the Panthers, E-Town Panthers, 34-13, and Green Waves timeout, trying to put something together to see if they can sustain a drive. And once again, one of the devastating things with any team is if you're simply one-dimensional, then you're eventually going to be figured out and adjusted to. And E-Town did not make in-game adjustments in the first half. And so that running game with Mason Burnett continued to be effective. But they obviously figured something out, made some adjustments. And in the second half, they've really, for the most part, shut down that Mason Burnett running game, which is leaving the Green Wave with little options on what they're trying to do here. So he fakes the option. He hands up off tackle to number 17, cutting back, and picks up a significant gain up to about the 37-yard line. But that's still going to leave them about 5 yards short, 4 or 5 yards short of the first down. So they'll be looking at a 4th down and 4. But their punting game has been absolutely horrid. So being down like they are actually going to go for it. Mason Burnett in the backfield. And it's a toss out to number 18. He cuts it up around the left, and he is brought down. Beautiful tackle by number 24 for the E-Town Panthers. That was a beautiful pursuit and eventual tackle by Zach Klockow. Zach's been playing a good game tonight and tracks him down and brings him down. So that means the E-Town Panthers are going to take over with the ball on the Green Wave 37-yard line. No question that when it comes to the battle of field position, E-Town has had that advantage going for them all night long this evening. So Panthers back out on the field. Looks like Games is going under center. Love Grimes in motion. Games is keeping it out around the left, and it is sniffed out immediately by Myron Page, number 50 of the Green Wave, and number 16 of the Green Wave as well. And they drop him for a couple of yards loss. I apologize with some of these names. Their numbers are not coinciding. So for some of the Green Waves, I'm unable to let you know who's making these tackles. Clay Games hands off to Joe Becker in the center, but after trying to make a cutback and adjustment, he is dropped for another loss. And so E-Town moving the ball the wrong direction. They had amazing field position to begin this drive on the 37-yard line. But now, once again, they're going to be finding themselves on the 41. 3rd down and 14 yards. Never a scenario that you want as an offensive coordinator or head coach. So Clay Games is in the shotgun with Becker to his right. He hands off to Becker. Becker cuts it up around the left side, and he makes it back out to about the 35-yard line, maybe the 36, before he's knocked out of bounds. And that is barely not going to get them back to the line of scrimmage. So they're going to be looking at a 4th and 10. Clay Games still on the field. Here's E-Town is going for it. So Clay Games back in shotgun. Joe Becker to his right. Love Grimes. Camden Williams out to the right. And it's a pitch back to Joe Becker. And he cuts it up all the way down to the 20-yard line before he is tripped up and rolls down. Beautiful beautiful play action and throwback to Joe Becker on that short screen where just a little bubble screen out to the left, and a gorgeous play. And they are able to take that up for first down. E-Town. So Games is in shotgun with Joe Becker to his left. And he hands off to Joe Becker, who cuts back off tackle and takes it up to about the looks like he's going to be about the 17, 18 yard line, 17 and a half yard line. So we're looking at 2nd and 6. They actually marked the ball on the 16 and a half. It's a beautiful 4th down conversion. Gaines under center, turns hands off to 21. And he is Cameron McNeil busts through the left side of the line, takes it up very close to a first down. And he absolutely gets the first down. So it's going to be first down. First down at the 10-yard line. So it is 1st and goal to go for Elizabethtown. 5 minutes, a little bit over 5.5 minutes left in the 4th quarter. Games under center, takes the snap, hands off, and number 21, Cameron McNeil, is dropped just over the line of scrimmage. We have a penalty in the background, and Robert Hope was still back there loitering around. So not sure what the penalty is, but long after the play had been over, he was still back deep in the green wave territory. That's a personal foul, and that's coming back against Elizabethtown. So after a really good-looking set of plays, that ball's now marched back to the 17-yard line, or the 18-yard line. So 2nd and 18. That was actually a 10-yard penalty. Games under center, takes the snap. Play action pass, and he throws it to the corner of the end zone. That is an absolute pass interference. I mean, long before that ball ever got to him, he was absolutely, that would have been Camden Williams was being tackled in the corner of the end zone before the ball was within 5 yards of him. So it's going to be an automatic first down. So that ball will be spotted. That ball will be spotted at the 9-yard line. So that's a 10-yard penalty from the line of scrimmage. And that should be an automatic first down. It's first down and 9, 1st and goal. Automatic first down with a pass interference in the end zone. So we are 1st and goal to go from the 9-yard line. Games is in shotgun. Becker to his left. He hands off to Camden Williams coming back, or excuse me, Cameron McNeil coming around from the right. He's dropped for loss. So McNeil took the handoff inside, right, headed for left off tackle, but was dropped at the line. Actually, he lost a yard on that, so it's 2nd down and 10. From the shotgun, Games takes the snap, throws it out wide to Camden Williams, and Williams stretches. He is so close, but he is actually brought down just short. Looks like they're going to place it at the 1. It's on the far side of the field, and the wind is blowing and the rain is gusting. So they've got him down at the 1-yard line. So this will be 3rd down and 1, goal to go for the E-Town Panthers. So Games comes in from the sideline with the play from Coach Brown. And as E-Town heads up to the line of scrimmage, Gaines goes all the way under center with Becker behind him. And the handoff is made. And the Panthers are indicating touchdown, but the officials are not. They're saying he was stopped short of the line. So that's going to be 4th down and 1. That was fourth down, folks. So that ball has been turned over. So it's Green Waves ball, 1st and 10 from the 1-yard line. So the E-Town Panthers come up empty after that great field position start. Green Waves defense held strong and kept them out of the end zone. So Mofield hands off to Mason Burnett up the middle, and he does what he's been doing all night long and just twists and turns and keeps his feet moving and takes it up to about the 11-yard line. A little bit short of the 1st down, but he actually takes it right to the 10-yard line. So it'll be 2nd and 1. Mofield under center. Hands off to Mason Burnett up the middle, and he breaks a tackle and takes it up through into the secondary and runs it all the way to the 20. So it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 21-yard line. Mason Burnett does what he's been doing all night long. That center of the line has just not been able to bring him down. That offensive line has been clearing the path for him, and he's seen some daylight. They've been able to really just kind of own the interior of the defensive line for Elizabethtown. This time, not so much. He breaks it over left tackle and gets about a yard. Second down. 2nd and 6 from the 25. Mofield under center. This time he passes, and it is almost picked off by Williams, number 5, but just through his hands. So 3rd down and 6. It's a tough situation for the Green Waves to be in because they just do not have any kind of a punting game tonight. Mofield under center, Burnett in the back. It's a pitch out to the left of Burnett. He carries it up over the 25, maybe to about the 26. But we're still now going to be looking at. He does actually make it up to the 27-yard line. They give him a really nice spot on that one. I guess technically that'd be about the 26 and a half. So we're looking at 4th down and 4. Long 4, folks. Mofield under center, Mason Burnett in the back. And Mofield to pass. Passes out to the right flats to number 20, but the ball is dropped, and so it's going to be E-Town ball. They'll be taken over with, once again, incredible field position on the Green Wave 27. Good job by the Elizabethtown defense to keep the Green Waves from actually getting into that next first down territory. At this point, everything's a 4-down territory for the Green Waves. So Gaines goes under center, takes the hand and takes the victory snap, and that's going to pretty much bring this one to a close. They're going to have to do it one more time, and so the game really was close at the end of the first half, but second half the Panthers absolutely took over and put this one away with a couple of solid scores. And but you do have to give it to the Green Waves for hanging in there with just a lot of weapons on the bench or hurt or injured for them. And but give it to E-Town, put together some really nice offensive plays and brought home a win. Want to thank all of the students that are a part of the E-Town HCEC-TV production. This is a student-led production of the Hardin County Educational Community Television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools, live Channel 1 programming, and it is sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for your telecommunication needs. Physical Therapy and Associates, Ryan Harris of Remax Premier Properties, Bluegrass Cellular, E-Town Exterminating, and West Point Bank. So congratulations to the Elizabethtown Panthers, who host a win tonight on this cold and gusty and wet evening, bringing to an end the fall break time period. Thanks for all those who turned out tonight in the middle of the wet and the rain and the cold to be here and to support the team onto a win. And we wish the best for the Meade County Green Wave as they seek another win. They haven't had one since early on in the season. Been kind of a rough season for them. And best to the E-Town Panthers as they continue on with their winning ways. So thank you again for tuning in, and we'll see you all next week.
This has been a Hardin County Educational Community Television production. Live local sports are on Brandenburg Channel 1, and all rebroadcasts are on Brandenburg and Comcast Channel 2, Spectrum Communications Channel 184, and on our YouTube site. Also check out our live sporting events on nfhs.com or visit us at hardin.k12.ky.us. Hardin County Educational Community Television, located in Hardin County, Kentucky, a division of Hardin County Schools, airing on Brandenburg, Comcast, Spectrum, and also airing online.
Providing live coverage of local high school sports.
Covering community and school events, while teaching students along the way.
HCEC-TV, the area's leading educational and government access channel, training the next generation of media arts students.
Control your home even when you're not there with Brandenburg Telecom's home automation service. Turn lights on and off, lock and unlock doors, and change settings on your thermostat using your smartphone or tablet. Stop worrying whether or not you remembered to close the garage door, and save money by programming your thermostat to reduce energy used when you're not home. Call Brandenburg Telecom for a free quote and enjoy the convenience of having home automation, phone, TV, and internet service, all from one local company.
All right, son, you ready to open your first savings account?
Yes, I am.
West Point Bank has been growing with our customers for over 30 years. We know what it takes to support them in every stage of their life. You need a bank that you know and trust to help you reach your goals and make your dreams come true. West Point Bank, hometown banking made simple.
If pain is keeping you from doing the things you love, it's time to visit Physical Therapy Associates. We offer a variety of treatment options, including dry needling, A-stem, tractions, and many other options to relieve pain. Many of our patients are able to avoid surgery and costly pain medication through our treatments. If you haven't tried these options, what are you waiting for? With 6 locations across central Kentucky, pain relief is only a phone call away. Give Physical Therapy Associates a chance to get you out of pain. Physical Therapy Associates, friends helping friends.
Hey everyone, Ryan here. I just wanted to announce some exciting news that I'm officially a licensed realtor. I've been a part of a championship-winning basketball team, a conference-winning Bellarmine golf team, and now I'm part of an award-winning real estate team, JT Pitts & Associates at RE/MAX Premier Properties. If you have any real estate questions, real estate needs, or just want to reach out, please don't hesitate to call or send me a message. My number is right below. I'm ready to bring that winning mentality to the real estate industry so I can give my clients the service they deserve. Thanks.
Bluegrass Cellular's faster data speeds and more complete coverage keep you connected to your community, no matter where life takes you. Whether you're exploring your own backyard or forging new paths across the country. Talk better, text better, play better, and share better. Here, there, and everywhere. Bluegrass Cellular, your community expanded.
E-Town Exterminating, a locally owned, family-run pest control company, has been serving Hardin County and the surrounding area since 1976. E-Town Exterminating provides pest control for residential and commercial properties. E-Town Exterminating on Ring Road in Elizabethtown. Phone 737-6900.
E-Town Exterminating. What the buzz is all about.
For additional information on HCEC-TV programming, call 270-769-8855 or email Gina Ryan at hardin.kyschools.us. On behalf of HCEC-TV, we would like to thank all of our live coverage sponsors.